Hello everyone, we are Greenagers. Like nowadays, we're increasingly concerned about the environment. On the 2nd of March 2011, we began the journey that changed our lives, beyond the end of the world, to Antarctica. Antarctica is the only land on Earth shared by each and every one of us. Even the closest continent to it, South America, has 600 nautical miles of distance from the Antarctic Peninsula. The world at night helps us better see the population on our planet. Looking more closely to the Antarctic Peninsula, there seems to be no light. There are researchers and scientists who come seasonally onto this land, but no one lives there for life. To get to this no one's land, we have to go past the world's end. That is why we went to Ushuaia, Argentina, the southernmost city of South America and our world. We call Ushuaia the end of the world. Once a prison town, Ushuaia has now become the doorway to Antarctic Peninsula. This is the morning view from the hotel we lived at. On the 6th of March, we got on board to the Sea Spirit's cruise ship in the picture, sailing across the roughest sea in the world, the Drake Passage. For more than 30 hours, with 6 meters high of waves, we got through it thanks to the stabilizer on the ship. March was the end of summer for Antarctica, so we don't need an icebreaker. But the Sea Spirit is too big to land, so we have Zodiacs, 10 passengers each. Our first landing on Pitman Island has been exciting for all of us. But wait a second. What is that smell? It's the penguins. Snow are not really white in color because the red snow are likely to be the excretion from the penguins after eating the krills. What an exciting smell. Even we cannot actively approach the animals, sometimes we let the more curious side to take the initiatives. This is Delhi penguin. There is no white mark on their heads compared with the Gentoo penguins in the last picture. We were supposed to see equal number of Gentoo and Delhi in this season. However, due to climate change, Gentoo penguins has migrated earlier than Delhi this year, occupying many places in the peninsula. In fact, 95% of the penguins we saw were Gentoo. The Delhi has no choice but to swim further south to find their habitats. According to a WWF report in 2008, if the world temperature increases further by 2 degrees, the Delhi penguins' population will shrink by 75%. This is the only twin-strap penguin we have seen in our trip, and without a change in climate this year, we would have seen much more. The penguin and the seal are not confronting. They're living peacefully together. Fur seal doesn't eat penguins. Even in a world with survival of the fittest, there are friends. So besides the penguins, we've also seen seals. In this picture, we have one typical fur seal, brown in color. Fur seals are more friendly to penguins than we thought. They don't eat penguins unless they're too hungry. One of our human friends, dressed in brown clothes, got too close to a fur seal when he sought to chase after our human friend. I think this fur seal mistaken my friend as a big fur seal. Our friend ran and ran, and the fur seal chased and chased. Finally, expedition leader taught us the right way. You do not run when you are chased by a fur seal. First, you stand still, then you clap your hands, look larger than the fur seals, then the fur seals will be down as you look bigger than him. Then you can walk away slowly, pretending that you're not afraid. Be careful of these seemingly cute leopard seals. They eat penguins. Luckily, there was only one past record in history that a leopard seal attempted to attack humans. Still, it looks cute to me now. Crab-eater seals have their secret too. They don't feed on crab. Like the penguins, crab-eater seals eat krills. We saw the humpback whales many times in our trip, but the moment you discover it is the moment you start losing it. Be patient. Let me talk about the challenging and unforgettable experiences that we had in Antarctica. First, this is our first Zodiac cruise round the Melchior Island. It was stunning, with icebergs surrounding us. The icebergs kept silence, so did us. We camped on the Antarctic continent to have a taste of what our leader, Sir Robert Swan, did 20 years ago. He was the first person to have walked from the coast into the South Pole unassisted, having camped 16 nights out there in the tougher environment in the Antarctic Circle. Believe me, one night sleeping on ice is enough already. Each team has a lucky draw that 2 of us can sleep outside the tent. Only 2 out of 10 lucky persons have the privilege to limited supply of waterproof layer of Bifisac. Unfortunately, it's only waterproof, not cold-proof. Well, you cannot sleep anyway, so let's watch some stars at night. It was a total darkness when the last light in a nearby tent was out. There are stars on the sky if you're lucky. Otherwise, you have to face this total darkness and 0 degrees Celsius alone. There is no air conditioner until you get back on the ship tomorrow. Getting up the snow mountains takes teamwork. Walking up is hard if you compare with sliding down. Climate in Antarctica is totally unpredictable. Sometimes we lose sight of our members when it gets windy or foggy. Besides Snow Mountain, we've also hiked up glaciers made of ice. We also landed on Deception Island, a caldera formed by collapsing of a volcano after its eruption. At first, we thought it was interesting to see this Oreo-like mountain, but when we came back to Hong Kong and showed this picture to Dr. Rebecca Lee Loxley, she told us that 20 years ago in the same season, this place was full of snow. Near the last day, we challenged ourselves by jumping into the freezing seawater one by one. And no worries, her friends started pulling her up in the next second. There are 3 thoughts that touch our hearts. First, global warming is happening. Every time you doubt about global warming, I will let you see the Marshall Glacier in Ushuaia, Argentina, when 20 years ago the ice was double than what you see in this picture. Rock exposure in Antarctica has become more serious. The more rocks get exposed, the more heat rocks absorb. Unlike the white snow, which reflects the light back, this worsens the warming of the Antarctic. And more disintegration of ice shelf. This picture shows a piece broken off from the Larsen B ice shelf. Ice shelf is a floating platform of ice formed where a glacier flows down to the coastline or ocean. Larsen A ice shelf disintegrated in 1997, while the Larsen B, with the size of 3 times that of Hong Kong, disintegrated in 2002. In only 36 days, the glacier melted due to temperature rise, then ice water filling the cracks until the ice shelves broken off. The Larsen B disintegration has been proved by scientists to be the effect of global warming, and this disintegration also causes disruption to the ecosystem, including the dilution of salinity of seawater. The second thought that we had from this trip: it takes leadership to survive in a tough place like Antarctica. Sometimes leaders are followers who have to stay at the back to see if the whole team in front of you are walking in a straight line and in the right direction. Robert Swan told us that this was crucial when the follower led the team to the South Pole from behind. And importantly, the team must have a common goal. Our expedition leaders set a good example. In the 1990s, Bellingshausen on the King George Island was full of garbage disposed of by countries to this place which belonged to no country. Robert initiated the global mission to transport these harmful materials 684 nautical miles back to Ushuaia, processed by a human's place instead of the penguin's place. Nothing is impossible. Robert recruited 35 young volunteers from 25 countries for this global mission. In 7 years, they worked hard with a common goal to protect this place which belongs to every one of us. This is Bellingshausen after 7 years, and the penguins are back in the picture. The last thought that touched us is the harmony. We see that lives in Antarctica respect one another and maintain a balance. It is a harmonious environment in Antarctica, and we the humans are respected by the penguins, seals, and whales. But are we the humans respecting their right to live?